Welcome to episode number 113 of What Does This Button Do? Oh, Geeks on Tour. Well, Chris, you got a quick tip?
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into a quick tip. And this tip has already been posted on learngoogle.photos.com. I encourage people to check that site out if you want to learn Google Photos. So this is about full pictures. Here I am on my Android, but it works exactly the same on the iPhone. Photos. Have you ever taken 24 pictures of the inside of your pocket? I have. Or of the floor. Know about this trick, it can be kind of painful to delete every one of those, but it's actually very easy. You just touch and hold on the first one, drag through all the rest. In fact, the only thing that's tricky is that you can so easily, I could select 200 just as easily as I could select 2. So you got to be a little bit careful. Only get the ones you want to delete. Tap the trash can. And trash can means that it gets deleted from the device, if this device took it, from the cloud. And it can take a second, but those are now gone.
Very cool. So that's your quick tip for
That
the
is
day.
my quick tip.
Nice.
And it was quick.
All right. Where are we going? Mouse. An educational show about smartphones and tablets with Geeks on Tour. That's us. I'm Jim, and here with my wife, Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach, and we think the best way to learn is on a regular basis with just small size lessons. So we came up with this weekly show. We pick a lesson for each week, and we've been doing it 113 times now.
Pretty amazing that we still did get these things going. Well, on today's show, we have Google Maps tips, our beginner's lesson, Google Maps. If you have questions during the live show here, we'll that window, and I'll try and get to those questions as we go along. And then by Wednesday afternoon, the episode will be posted at thebuttonshow.com, and you can leave your comments there. So, Chris, where are we now?
Now we are in Yuma after a very, very busy in all of Arizona. We started out in the Phoenix area, then we went to Casa Grande in the middle between Phoenix and Tucson, and then Tucson. And these pictures that are flashing by here are just a sampling of the work we did this month.
And I saw that Chris and Edith are here watching. We actually
really?
went up there to Mesa, and we did a show. We did a couple of seminars for those guys. That was a lot of fun.
They're probably in one of these pictures.
I bet you they are.
So we did 5 different venues, 5 events.
22 different seminars.
3,000 attendees.
Yeah, that's a lot of students. I hope somebody learned something. Well, we do invite you to become a member at Geeks on Tour. Just go to our website and click on the button that says Become a Member.
I think we got a lot of new members last month.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So see our website, geeksontour.com. Click on the weekly show menu and scroll down to see all the show archives. Screen there,
Sorry.
sweetie. That's okay.
Something was going on here.
All right, let me look and see if we have any questions first of all. I see a few people here. Richard Clarkson, Chris Rosinski, and Edith. Great. You may be in Arizona. I'm going to be in California. Maura Schnaufer. Bill, you two were busy. Yes, we were indeed. And we're still we're going to be at this rally here for this week. That's a Fleetwood rally, and that's pretty cool.
Week we go to California.
Right. We'll go and visit some friends, hopefully see them on the California coast, and we have a computer club that we're going to be doing in Laguna Woods. So if you're in the area, check out our calendar and stop on by. I think that'd be great.
Really? Yeah.
So Google Maps, tips and tricks, and new stuff. Take it away, Chris.
Yeah, these folks at Google are just
Nuts.
too much caffeine or something. They just keep adding new stuff all the time. And there's a couple of just really cool things with that I had to show. So this is not really a beginner's act. We listed here some of our past shows on Google Maps that you might want to review that are more beginning. This one is tips and tricks. If you just go to the geeksontour.com website, you'll see a site box, and you can enter. Make sure to put it in quotes, otherwise you'll get results that are just Google.
And there'll be a lot of those.
Yeah. So put in quotes Google Maps, and you'll see everything on our website about Google Maps. Google Maps is just huge.
It really is.
Anything you want to know or see about our world found in Google Maps.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's just the United States, but it's everywhere.
It's the entire world.
It's amazing.
Anything that you want to remember about your world. So Google Maps is now where you can take all your notes about things you want to do or places that you have been. So I could teach probably a whole week class on Google Maps.
Well, we'll
take a week class.
That would be fun, wouldn't
on
it?
Google Maps, because I'm sure there's a ton of stuff that we don't know. So for this class, what I decided to do was just 5 tips. All 5 of them on both the Android and the iPhone. First is the fact that with directions, you can get multiple waypoints. Second is one of those new features. It's called sharing location trip. Third is using the location history for finding your way back to someplace you've been.
We've used that a lot.
We have. It's cool. Fourth is one of those new features, map lists. And you can turn them on and off, which is nice. My favorite, we've shown this one before, but I don't think you can possibly show it enough.
Right.
Is navigating to a photo location. So I'm going to do each of those 5 on the iPhone and on the Android. And I think I will start with the Android. I mean the iPhone. I see one thing and I say another.
Why do you do that? That's
all right.
Okay.
So I'm ready to show the iPhone. And
up a little.
Here we have
that's good.
The iPhone and Google Maps. First, how to add a stop when you are navigating. So we are in Yuma, Arizona. Let's say that from here we want to go to the Grand Canyon. I can tap for search and type Grand Canyon, and it's already results, and there it is. To tell it I want to go there, you tap the little blue car. And it says, okay, here is the way we suggest you go, the blue line. But then here are alternates. But I say, you know, I don't want to go either of those ways. We would like to meet up with somebody at Palm Creek in Casa Grande. So I need to add that as a waypoint. 3 dots at the top right, and add stop. And tap where it is at. And now I'm back to just searching for a place. So I can type Palm Creek And since we've been there several times, it shows right up. Look what happened. It's first taking us up to the Grand Canyon and then back down.
That's not the way we want to go, is it?
That's not what I want. So you need to drag Palm Creek up above Grand Canyon or vice versa. And you do that. It's a little bit tricky. 3 lines and then just drag.
It really is easy after you take it. A little practice.
It's very easy. It's just tapping at the right spot that is a problem. So that is how to add. And you can add more stops. I think it's 10. You can have a route that is 10 stops long. And when you're done, you can start and it will navigate to the first stop. When you get to the first, it will pick up and continue to the second stop. All right. Next tip. Oh, but wait a minute. Should I explain what's on this red button with the yellow?
Yeah. Some people like it. Some people don't. This is something new that they just threw in. I thought it was just going to be for April Fool's Day.
So cool that they'll leave it around for a few days. I don't know how long. This is Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man. And we are actually at a spot where it works kind of well. On Ms. Pac-Man, she takes your current location and turns it into Pac-Man game. Remember those sounds? I'd already.
All right.
So,
you don't have to play games.
All right. That's what that is. And it's strictly there for fun. Next is share location. This is one of those new features. So first, let me just remind you about help. Learn about this. The 3-line menu and help is down at the bottom. Help and feedback. Help. And you might see what you're looking for. For example, this: share your real-time location with others. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can tap search. So share your real-time location. What is new? I'm going to show you, but if you want more detail later, that's how to find out. I tap done and tap the back arrow to go back. So what it is right on the 3-line menu. And share location, and see, it tells us that it's new. Share location. It says, let friends know where you are. Share your real-time location with friends and they can share with you too. Get started. You have a choice. Do you want it to last just for 1 hour or until you turn this off? So let's say that I'm going to be out and about and I want Jim to know where I am, just in case I need help. So I'm going to say until I turn it off. And I select Jim. And you can select more, but that's all I'm going to do. And then share.
And this just showed right up on my maps. I just got a notification on my phone, but I didn't even notice the notification the first time. I just went to my map for something and Chris's beautiful face.
Let me see your phone and show people.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I know you don't like to show your phone.
All right. Yep, there it is.
So this is Jim's phone that I'm putting under the camera now.
Yeah, Chris School's location.
With you on Google Maps. If I tap there, it brings up Google Maps, and there's my little face. So this is very different from what we've taught in the past about sharing a location. You can just plain share a location. Static. That means send somebody a map to a place.
Right.
This is saying, let somebody know where you are.
Right.
At real.
It's dynamic. And if she were to move, go down the road, that little face would follow her.
Yeah.
As long as location settings are turned on and all that stuff.
Exactly. All right. So
Cool.
that's location. Oh, now there's another thing with location sharing, and that's trip sharing. What that means, going somewhere, and we've told somebody we will be arriving at Palm Creek in about, but they want to know exactly. It's they've planned something. So you start the trip, and then there is a way, and I've done this on the Android, so let's say I don't know where it is on the iPhone, but you just look around. How about this? What does this button do? On route preview, directions, settings.
Just a tad. That's good. A little more.
Now, what I discovered is that feature yet. It was still useful to show you about pushing buttons. I learned more things. So there is a setting to keep map north up, etc., etc. Location. You just learn new stuff just by saying, what's this button do? All right. But I will have to wait for the Android to show you that share trip feature.
All right.
Next, location history for finding your way back. And here my story is that I felt a need for a chiropractic adjustment earlier this month. And I found a chiropractor in the location where and it was great. But then a few weeks later, we found ourselves in the same town. And I thought, oh, another adjustment would be really good. Where was that?
Mm-hmm.
Find out using Google Maps. So I open Google Maps again. And first I need to stop. I tapped exit to stop this navigation that it was doing and tap the X for that. And this is another thing that is different. iPhone. On the Android, I can tap on the 3-line menu and see timeline. It made it to the iPhone, but you can get there by opening up a Chrome browser. And then it's maps.google.com and /location history. And there it is. And that takes you to your timeline. Now you can browse around. It tells you that I have 736 places in here. There is every place that Google's location history has recorded me because I have location history on. Now, some people don't. And it's very easy to turn off by tapping that gear if you don't want this. But here's how I found the chiropractor. I know that I went there on February 28th. So I find that date. Oops, 28. And there it is, Buckeye Healing Arts. I tap on it, and then I get more information. Where'd that go? Down. So if in doubt, scroll down. Scroll down the screen. And there it is. 3 dots. Place details. And there it is, and I can navigate there. Or I can call them.
Really handy.
Very, very. I mean, some people freak out when they see that Google is tracking everywhere they've been. But I say I will trade the freak out for the value. It can be so useful to me. All right. back to Google Maps. And now I'm talking about your places. Saved. So you've always been able to star places. We have several lessons on this on videos. So if I zoom out, we should see lots of little gold stars all over the country of places that I have marked. With the new feature, you have the ability under your places and saved. Those have been grouped together in starred places, and I have often wanted to turn them off. I don't want to delete them, but sometimes they are just really messy. So hide on your map. And now all those gold stars are gone. And what are those other things? Those are different. So I can, for example, to go. I've looked along our route home. We're going to be on I-40 and learned that there's a place called Toltec Mounds in Arkansas that's supposed to be pretty cool. Mounds. And I've just added that to my want to go list. And we are traveling through, and somewhere in Arkansas, I should see a marker. And for the Toltec Mounds. Oops, I'm over in Europe.
We'll be there sometime this summer, won't we?
And I have saved a few want to go places over there too. It's there. Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, Toltec Mounds.
Keep it in Arkansas.
So that is lists. Lists are cool. The thing to know about lists, though, is they are not available on the computer, just on the mobile devices. That's kind of weird. And last, my very favorite thing, to a photo. So we were parked in the desert in Quartzsite a few days ago. And let's say that I took off and went shopping by myself. A lot of places to go shopping in Quartzsite. Well, I guess if you're into rocks. All right. And I needed to get back, and I didn't remember where it was. And there's no name of, because we were parked in the middle of the desert. But aha, I took a picture. And if I tap on the I for info, location where that picture was taken, tap on it, navigate.
And that answers a question that Bill asked, would that work for hikers in the desert? And Steve has a question. What version that you're running on the iPhone?
Question, because a lot of these things are brand new. So check your updates to make sure. So what, I'm not sure what version, but it's one that's just a couple days ago.
And they keep changing.
And even if you are on the latest one, you may not have gotten the sharing location, because that has just been rolling out this week. And it does roll out. It doesn't go out to everybody all at once. Okay, ready for Android. So this is my Samsung phone.
Bring it down.
And first one is add a stop. So maps. I'm going to use a different example here. So this is teaching, and we will be going to another rally in Sevierville, Tennessee, coming up. Sevierville, Tennessee. And I say navigate there. And now sometimes it assumes your starting point is your current location, and other times it waits for it to tell you that. So this time it was waiting for me to tell me that before it would start the navigation. And I tap the navigate. But then I say, oops.
Head southeast.
I forgot. We're going to Laguna Woods, California before.
The fastest route. You should reach your destination by 7:19 p.m.
All right. Now I already actually started navigating. I did not mean to do that. My little 3 dots anymore. But that's okay. Even after you start navigating, you can use the search button, something along the route. It assumes you want to look for gas stations or restaurants, but I can also just look for a place. California. And add as stop. Now this one is smarter and it adds it. So 2 ways to add a stop, either before it actually starts navigating with the 3-dot menu or after with the search. Second is sharing location. And first I need to get out of this. So I went back to starting point and tap the X again. And tap the back arrow. All right, now I'm back to starting point and I can 3-dot menu and share location. Exactly the same way it says you're already sharing with Jim Gould, okay? Because I did that under my account with another device. But now what about sharing trips? This is the one that the iPhone didn't do. So let's say I do want to start navigating to Laguna Woods. There wants to know when we will be arriving. So if I start navigating and start.
Head southeast.
On the Android, what does this button do?
You are on the fastest route.
Up arrow.
By 6:25 p.m.
Share trip progress. Isn't that? I mean, how many times have people called you and say, when are you going to get here? When are you going to get here? When are you going to get here?
I'm just around the corner.
If you do this, and I can, I can share with other people than Jim. I'm not really going to do this, however, and notice it said it will automatically end when you arrive. So this shares your location in real time, dynamically, until you arrive. And location history. So this, I'm going to use the same example. Yeah, I just want to find that chiropractor again. So 3 lines and your timeline. It's just a little bit more accessible on Android. And not today, so I tap on the little calendar, swipe back to February 28. There's Buckeye and details. And there's the phone number, or I can navigate. Love that. And I honestly did use that. I'm not just making it up. Next is the map lists. So back to just the main map, 3-line menu, your places, saved places, and I've been adding 1,000 trails. So that, and I will see all the 1,000 trails parks that I have added. Add another one. So Verde Valley. Now, one thing I wish they had, Verde Valley RV. So now I have 9. And how wonderful. This is just on my Google Maps. So as we're traveling around, I will be able to see the 1,000 Trails parks. What it doesn't do, however, is allow me to import a list. Maybe that'll happen later. That would be nice. And last And best is navigate to a photo location. Now here, let's say that Jim went out to a restaurant yesterday and he said, this was really good. We need to go there again. He can send, or he's still there and I'm with a friend and he's saying, come meet me at this restaurant. I say, where is it? He's trying to describe picture.
We're out of town.
Send me a picture.
I did that.
So he did. I go to my Google Photos. Now this does require Google Photos to look at my, I think in the assistant, it will tell me that he sent me, yeah, Jim shared 2 photos with you. That is the restaurant. Sent me that picture. I can look at it.
I'm getting hungry.
Tap the eye. And navigate there. My favorite feature. I always take a picture of our RV wherever we park.
That's right. You can always find it and get back to it. That's great. We do invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for Geeks on Tour. I think that's the easiest way to find us. Questions. Let's go back over to the questions and see what we got here. All right. I think, let's see, versions we talked about. Hikers in the desert, that works. How to operate Google Maps, input text using your voice. So anytime you can see that microphone on an input, you can use that to dictate or to talk to your phone and ask questions, and it'll fill that out for you, right?
Yep. Wherever you see a microphone in Google Maps, you can tap the microphone and talk rather than type.
And Stanley wants to import multiple locations, change the color of the various waypoints, and change the shape of the waypoints. And he needs to save the whole map. Can he do that?
Whole other area of Google Maps, and we do have several videos on our website. It's called My Maps.
And we taught that several times.
Several times this month. I wanted to do it this morning, but there's just not enough.
Not enough time for all of that.
Yeah, but so My Maps is the way to create. I can show you one just real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Already created.
All right.
You do most of this creation on the computer. But so for example, we have the presidential library in the country, and I've made a map of that. It's still under your places. It's not saved, it's maps. And I have a ton of them.
Oh, yeah.
And the one I just mentioned was presidential museums. And there they are. And notice there I use different icons for different ones.
And they're a different color from the other
Different,
things.
yeah, different icons, different colors. I have the name showing up next to the icon. And those are all things that you can learn how to do with My Maps.
And you can turn them on and turn them off, and it's really, really cool.
Yes.
All right. Oh, please like us on Facebook if you don't already. I think that would be a good thing to do. Where are we there? Our app of the week. We have an app of the week. This was your article for the full-timers group, right? Weather apps. Pick one and learn it. It's just such a good idea. And there are a lot of them out there. There's so many, and if you have one, that's the one you know.
Exactly.
Right? So,
I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. They've all gotten better too. They all give you the information live when settings turned on. You can get weather warnings and notifications of high winds and tornadoes. I hope not, but stuff can happen for you. So,
But this is a little ad for signing up for our newsletter. You will be getting an article about and wind in the next newsletter. But the point being, don't get a separate app every time you have a separate need.
right.
Learn the app you have. I'll bet you the feature is there.
Yeah, don't do what we do. We look at all of these apps, we download them, and then we look at them, we see which ones we like, and other ones uninstall the ones that we don't use. So, but check it out. Do you have one you're going to do?
I can show this. Yeah,
Okay.
the weather channel and wind. Well, because wind was a real bad issue here last week.
It was.
Semis off the road, and so if you took the time to take a look at this wind map before you hit the road, maybe you wouldn't.
Down a little bit more.
Have the weather app as a widget here on my home space. And with this particular one, the weather channel, you just keep scrolling down to get to its other features. And keep going, and you'll get to different features until you get to the maps. And then there's even one more, road conditions, right? And there's, snow, rain, sleet, ice. But if you tap on this little button, what's this button do? That's called layers. And one of the layers is, and look at them all, UV index, clouds. One of the layers is wind speed. So then when I go back to the map, it tells me that dark blue means higher wind and purple means really high wind. Well, up around Flagstaff, it's pretty windy.
That never happens.
Yeah. But it doesn't look purple anywhere, so not too bad. But you might want to avoid those dark blue areas.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, fun wind map here. Go ahead and click that, see if that works. Down, and it shows real time, and it just builds in, and the colors on the left on the legend will give you wind speeds, and you can see what's going on. Looks kind of nasty in Texas, doesn't it?
Starting to circle.
Mm-hmm. Circle the wagons. All right. Well, did you learn something? I know I did. And we do this when one teaches to learn, right? Navigating to a photo requires both Google Maps and what?
Google Photos.
Google Photos. And where can you learn about Google Photos, Chris?
GeeksOnTour.com.
The new feature of sharing location is different than the old share location. A, it's dynamic. B, disappears in 24 hours. Or C, it only works with trusted contacts.
The main difference is that it's dynamic. It will disappear, but only when you tell it to. So.
Okay, when you have directions from point A to point B in Google Maps, you can add a stop with a 3-dot menu. And how do you move it to the middle?
Drag it.
Drag it. So touch on it and move it up with your finger. In addition to locations, you can now A, unstar them, B, use triangles, or C, make named lists.
Make named lists.
C. If your location history is on, you can find locations where you've been by clicking the 3-line menu and then
Line.
your timeline.
The Android.
Right, you can't do that on the
iPhone
or the iPad yet. That's what
but you can get there.
you can.
with the browser and maps.google.com/location history.
Cool. What's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is weekly show.
And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
geeksontour.com, and the menu is blogs and news.
And the benefit that you get by joining Geeks on Tour. Become a member.
Learning library of prepared tutorial videos, 4 to 5 minutes each. You can ask questions in our member Q&A forum. You get the show notes for these weekly shows and on products and services, and all of our ebooks, including
Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos. I know the author. Invite you to become a member. Just go to our website, geeksontour.com, and click on the link. Our next time, we plan on doing another show next week, so watch for the live stream April 9th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Watch for the posting and show notes on Wednesday at thebuttonshow.com. And if you have an idea for a topic, use the suggestion box there at thebuttonshow.com. It for this week. I'm Jim.
And I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour. We'll see you next time.
Keep pressing those buttons. Just look at your
Please.
screen. Ask, what's this button do?
What does this button do? Bye-bye.